Hello, this is the first episode of This Is Not a Movie Review. Hi, welcome to first episode of This Is Not a Movie Review. Today we'll be talking about the movie The Soloist. It stars Jamie Foxx and RDJ. RDJ is a staff writer. In the movie, his name is Steve Lopez, and he's a staff writer for the LA Times. He works with his wife. He works under his wife. Her name is Mary, his ex-wife, because he's divorced. And then Jamie Foxx plays Nathaniel Ayers, a musician, I think mostly musician who developed schizophrenia and is now homeless. So by a fluke of luck or something, their paths cross. And then RDJ, I think their newspaper is facing some issues and they're laying off workers. So, in a bid to keep his company, in a bid to keep his job, he now goes to look for stories, he's writing and everything. So he meets this guy, and I'm not going to spoil it for you. And then he starts to write about him, and boom! I think maybe a week or after 2 weeks, someone sends a cello for him to use, because the guy was playing a violin on one string. It sounded very good, but it's just one string, and Steve was not okay with that. So someone sent a cello to him, and then he gave the cello to him, and he gave him an option that it's either, if he follows him, he's going to take him to a place where people will take care of him, and he didn't want to. That's Nathaniel did not want to. So but RDJ kept to his end of the bargain. His name is Steve in the movie. I keep calling him RDJ. And then he wastes his time, but later on he comes, he does everything and he helps him. But then a time comes, Nathaniel has problems with apartments, like boxed up spaces, because that is where his schizophrenia became very, very pronounced. Where in a scene in the movie, he went to school. He was playing music, and then he made a mistake. His music director called him out. Then he started hearing voices, the normal these things of schizo. And then he went home, and from there he just became homeless. His sister has been looking for him. In fact, after a while, his sister suffered in his hands. He felt like she was going to feed him hydrochloric acid, so he forced her to eat the food because he was hearing that she was going to poison him. So he left home. Both parents are dead, and the mother was always encouraging him to do music. Then she died and everything. He doesn't want to be medicated. Nathaniel doesn't believe he's schizophrenic, but Steve believes, and Steve is trying to help him. People are of the opinion that he's exploiting him. Maybe earlier on he was, but afterwards he wasn't. So he goes, and then he starts to help him. He's gaining recognition. The mayor gives Steve an award for that because it's wonderful. It's gaining traction and everything. Then he takes him to the apartment. For the first time, I think he doesn't go there. He doesn't want to stay. Then the second time he goes, and he's happy in the apartment. Then Steve says something, gives him a paper to sign, and then he sees, and he's like, "You're calling me schizophrenic." So he shows this. He uses brute force and shows him a very, very, very bad side of himself. And Steve is scared, he has never been this scared in his life. So then he threatens him and tells him, "See, if you do anything, if you ever come close to me, I'll kill you." So Steve is on his own. He goes away and he calls his wife and tells her, "Hey, look, see, he's sad." And she tells him, "Well, at least be his friend." So, in the end, they became friends. He apologized to him. Then he took him to music. And there's something that stood out for me with Nathaniel. He sees colors. I think someone has that condition. I think Pharrell Williams. I don't know what it's called anymore. But he sees music as colors, in different colors. And he in a part of the movie, so much of the movie through his eyes, I don't know, where they were playing a particular number and he just went into another world. He was just seeing it as colors and everything, and it was beautiful, the beauty of humanity. I cried a few times watching it. Did I say a few times? I think I cried throughout the whole movie, and they delivered such wonderful performances. This is not a movie review, I'm just saying what I felt, and it's very wonderful. I think you guys should go check it out. This is my first time. I don't know if I should continue this, but I'll be doing so many other movies. The movies excite me, and there's nobody to talk to it about, so I'm just going to have to just lay it on to you people. Enjoy. Good to suffer, but enjoy. The movie was good. Taught lessons, humanity. I saw other people there, how they were abandoned and helpless, and just for being humans, they were arrested. They were treated anyhow, but still in a way they were happy, even though not in the, because Nathaniel was okay with just staying in a corner of the street as long as it was clean. And as long as nobody was smoking or drinking, he was just okay with being there as long as he had to lay his head and sleep, and he still found his way to eat, that kind of thing. So it stood out to me. I was mostly it. So soloists. So this movie stars RDJ. Jesus. Jesus. His name is Steve, I think.